Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syafiqah binti Zainal. So today I will present about definitions of income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand is measures the responsiveness or sensitivity of change in the quantity demand for a product due to change in income. Consumer income will affect the demand for different products. Alright, next is what's definitions of income. Income is money or some equivalent value that an individual or business receive, usually in exchange for providing a goods or service or through investing capital. Okay, next slide is about law of income elasticity of demand. Alright, when income of consumer rise will be increased for demand on product or service. When income of consumer fall will be decreased for demands for product or services. Okay, we have four response of income elasticity of demand. The first one we have elastic income. The second one is inelastic income. The third one is zero income elasticity of demand, and the fourth is negative income elasticity of demand. First one is inelastic income. Inelastic income is condition in which the quantity demand for a product increase as income increase faster than the quantity demand. For example, type of goods is normal goods and curve are upward sloping. One is elastic income. Elastic income, a condition in which the income increase, the quantity demand for a product increase, although the latter increase at a faster rate. For example, like luxury goods, we need new car, okay, luxury cars, gold and jewelry. One is negative income elasticity of demand. Definitions of negative income elasticity of demand is a condition in which the quantity demand for a good product decrease as income increase. For example, like inferior goods, low grade potato. The last one is zero income elasticity of demand, a condition in which the quantity demand for a product does not change, although income increase. For example, type of good is necessity goods like rice. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hai, Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. My name is Ain Sakina binti Johar and I will continue with the importance of income elasticity of demand.
The basic things that we must know is people will spend more when they earn more incomes. In other words, people do not have many things when their income is less. So, income elasticity of demand tells us about general consumption patterns in an economy, and it also affects many other services which people demand as a result of rise in income. Basically, income elasticity of demand is very important and it is helpful for government and firms at certain levels such as help in classifying goods, demand forecasting, product pricing, designing marketing strategy, and diversifying. So first, income elasticity of demand help in classifying goods on the basis of relationship between incomes and demands. If demand for goods increase with increase in income, it is referred as a normal goods. However, if demand is false when income increase, then the good is called as inferior goods. Furthermore, elasticity greater than 1 suggests that good is a luxury which demand change highly with change in incomes. And elasticity less than 1 but positive implies as a necessities which demand increase with incomes but not too much. Second, it helps various entities in demand forecasting, which is deciding on what's good to produce and how the change in income level in the economy will affect the demand for various goods, so that supplier can prepare to facing any change. For example, during COVID-19 pandemic, many people lost their job, so that the supplier of car decrease the outputs of expensive car and increase the outputs of economy car because people tend to spend less during this pandemic. Third, help firm in deciding upon product pricing, whether to rise or lower the price following a change in incomes level. If incomes are falling and income elasticity of demand is positive, a reduction in price might help compensate for reduction in demands. Fourth, it helps firm in designing various marketing strategy. For instance, firm producing product with high income elasticity of demands, goods should be concentrated in marketing effort on media that reach high income groups. And it should open up store at locations which are in reach of high-end consumer. The last one is help firm in diversifying and offer a range of goods with different income elasticity of demands to spread the risk associated with change in incomes level in the economy. For instance, a car manufacturer may produce cars with a range of income elasticity demand value so that sales stabilize as and when economy grows and declines.
Hi, I am Amina Sofia. I will continue by explain about income elasticity of demand in Malaysia economy. So, for the definition, income elasticity of demand will help Malaysia economy in many ways. It can help producer to plan their production or service planning and help to set a target market for their product and service. As we know, income is very important and closely related to how many and how consumer will spend their money to buy a product. Okay, now I will move to the example of Malaysian economy. For the luxury good, the example is on consumer choose toward car brand. So, it will follow the consumer income. As the income increase, they will buy the luxury brand car, and if they only have a standard income, they will buy the car according to their standard income. Okay, for the illustration, Ame can afford to buy a Proton car based on their income at that time as a marketing officer. After 5 years, he managed to afford a BMW car as his new car because he got a promotion to a marketing manager. So, we can say that people nowadays doing a business to increase their salary. When the salary increase, the demand for the branded car also increase. Okay, next is normal good. So the example is on consumer choose toward brand clothing. So if the consumer income increasing, they will buy a branded clothing, and if they only have standard income, they will only buy a clothing that have no brand or cheap brand, but it only have a smaller change in the quantity demand compared to luxury good because it only normal good, not an expensive good or luxury good. For the illustration, Aline as admin officer only can afford to buy a no brand clothing, but after she got promoted to admin officer manager, she can buy a branded clothing such as Adidas, Nike and many more. Third one is essential good. The example is on consumer buying basic needs such as rice. So, if the income of consumer increase or not, they still have to buy a rice because it is a basic need to life and essential food for Malaysian people is rice. So, for the illustration, as we can see, Malaysia was being affected by COVID-19 and many people was being terminated from their job, and their salary also being cut. But still, if we can see in the supermarket, the rice or any essential food was being sold like usual. Lastly, for the inferior good, the example is on consumers switch to buying a better quality. When people have higher income, they will rather buying a more costly product such as munchies, biscuit, rather than buying a Tesco brand biscuit. For the illustration, Amin get more income or his salary was increasing. Before this, he only buy a biscuit that have Tesco brand, but after he has more income, he has buy a Munchies brand of biscuit because he want to experience a good product.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to Puan and my fellow classmates. My name is Saidatul Nur Shakira binti Abdul Syukur, and now I will continue the topic of presentation, which is my part is income elasticity demand of tourism and hospitality industry. The total number of persons who are travel or wish to travel is to use tourist facilities and service at place away from their place of work or residence. As we know that the tourism is one of the largest and dynamically developing sector of external economic activities involve money exchange rate. The tourism can direct economic impact of industry including accommodation, transportation, entertainment and attraction. This is where the tourism is a major part of a development and a significant source of income and employment. Next is, as we can see in the slide, this is the person who spend their money with the level of income. At first is, for high income earned, they highly demand for goods and service. This is because they can afford to get it. When they can afford to get and buy, there is no limitation for them to get the service and how the service they want to be treated. For the lower income level, they already know that their income level is in lower level, so they can't demand more because if they wanted to, they have to pay for the extra charge, isn't it? So there is no option for them unless they buy with the lower price or cheapest price, and it depends on income they earn. There is 4 different types of situation that we can relate in this of tourism and hotel industry. The first example that we can relate in this situation at restaurant is the person who get high income wants to buy a coffee. However, the cafe that near them is in long queue. So the tourists choose to go restaurant and get a better service and don't have to wait for too long. Meanwhile, for the lower income, they have to spend their time to wait in long queue and buy the coffee at roadside because they don't enough money to buy an expensive one. Second is high income traveler. This is where the person choose to travel and take the package of travel agent because they demand more. They want everything was already arranged and they are willing to pay the price because they can afford to get the service. However, for the lower income level, the person is independent traveler. They arrange the transportation, accommodation and activities itself, and there is limitation for them to spend more of their money because they already do a budgeting before they travel the world. The third is a person who choose their accommodation for stay. For high income level, they demand all service provided at 4 to 5 star hotel because there are many facilities for guests. However, for the lower income level, they choose to stay at a budget hotel rate within 1 to 3 star hotel because they only need a room to rest. Last but not least is transportation. For high income level, they prefer to use airline for transportation because they want to reduce wasting of their time and they're willing to pay the price to get the service. For the lower income level, they are likely to use a public transportation such as bus and train because the service is more cheap and suitable with the income they earn. The benefit that we can earn from tourists, which is opportunistic increase in income, infrastructural, and lastly is export earning. Let me explain from opportunistic first. This is where it can provide job. Hotel, bar, shop, transportation, entertainment, activities, and more, all that need staffing. So the tourism can provide much needed employment for people. For infrastructural, this is where it provides a mean and an incentive for investment in infrastructure such as road network, and local medical and education facilities. For increase in income, this is where demand professionalism for organization to fulfill needed of market value such as build organization of travel agent. This is because tourists demand for someone who can provide and arrange activities for them, and they just choose depend on their interested. This is what it called business, which is based on demand and supply concept. Lastly is export earning. This is where tourism is a service industry. They generate important foreign exchange earnings such as they can exchange rate from their country to our country. It is important source of diversification for many smaller countries. That's all for presentation of our group. Thank you for watching.